To continue cushioning the poor and vulnerable from poverty, the ministry has significantly increased support to households taking care of poor and vulnerable persons through cash transfers, which Mr. Gashigi is the director. The number of households over a period of time under the cash transfer for orphans and vulnerable children increased from the initial 153,000 in 2013, when the current administration actually was put in place, to 353,000 in 2017 for the orphan and vulnerable children. On the other hand, the number of persons eligible under the all persons cash transfer increased from 59,000 beneficiaries to 833,000 households. The significant increase was due to policy decision in 2017 to have universal coverage of all persons aged 70 years and above who are not receiving government pensions under the all persons cash transfer. The persons with severe disabilities cash transfer increased coverage from 14,700 to 47,000 households over the same period. And you can see in all instances, this change is quite radical. It is also worthwhile to note that all the cash transfer programs run by the government, including the Hunger Safety Net program under the National Drought Management Authority, run in northern Kenya, are tax funded. So the ownership is with us as Kenyans. Despite our success, we look forward to the time our country will reach the level of investment some developing countries, whom we easily compare ourselves with, such as South Africa, Mauritius, Brazil, and Georgia, have made by dedicating more than 3% of the GDP to the social protection programs and realized huge benefits of investing in social protection. The 3% is our aspiration. We are now asking only for 1%. From 0.4%, we are only asking for 1%. Is that asking too much, really? Yeah? When we are talking about inclusivity in society, do you want to leave the rest of your brothers and sisters who are in a disadvantaged position by something of not their making to continue to remain in that position? Is it of any benefit to us as a country? Can't we not bring them on board so that they also effectively participate, okay, in the development of the country? Isn't that also not a beneficial investment? And for you to do benefit from any investment, there must be a certain threshold within which, if you invest, then you will be able to reap the benefits. And this is basically what we are asking, that in our aspiration, we want to be at 3% of the GDP, but take us to 1%, and you will see more benefits. By and large, however, our annual expenditure of Kenya shillings 26 billion on social protection program is proof of our determination to cushion our vulnerable population against poverty. The aim is therefore to ensure that all Kenyans, irrespective of their social status, are able to live a dignified life. And I think this is very, very important. As a government, we are committed to continue reviewing policies and programs, including legislative reforms that will enhance the capacity and opportunities for the poor and vulnerable to improve and sustain their lives in line with provisions in our Constitution and the Bill of Rights.
The sector review that we're launching here today started in 2016, and it highlights important landmarks in this sector in Kenya and demonstrates the government's commitment to achieving inclusive and equitable services for all. And as I was listening very carefully, it's clear how much remarkable progress has been made, and actually the sophistication of the overall approach. I think what's again important to underscore is that evidence is being used during this review process, and this evidence has contributed to new areas and new approaches. One of the ones that has been spoken about, of course, is the Senior Citizen Program that was launched in 2017. Yes, maybe there are some teething issues, as most of these initiatives and programs will normally have, but the political will and what it's aspiring to needs to be applauded. I think as we're also, as UNICEF, very, very pleased to note that there is a planned exploration and introduction of a universal child benefit scheme in 2020. This evidence is also helping us strengthen shock responsiveness in existing social protection programs, mitigating the impact of shocks such as droughts and floods on vulnerable families. And it also underscores the need for effective linkages with other sectors to really maximize the impact of social protection measures on reducing poverty and vulnerability. Evidence from around the world has shown us that a strong social protection system can help break the devastating cycle of poverty. Without this, children from very poor families actually often will find themselves in the same situation as their parents when they grow up and they have their own children. And so this vicious cycle continues. But social protection is a key way to try and break that. By helping people participate economically and protecting those who are most vulnerable, we can all contribute to building a more equal and prosperous Kenya. And it's really heartening to see that Kenya is among the best performing countries actually in sub-Saharan Africa when it comes to expanding the social safety nets.